Morning everyone, welcome to the new year. So I've just started a rewire yesterday. I'll probably chop some videos into this of what I've been doing. So as you can see, I've had one day here. I've managed to box up, get some new cables in. As you can see, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably see me on this job already. But it's been rewired at some point, but it's complete lash up. It's just cables lashed everywhere. So I'm doing a complete rewire on this bungalow. And kindly the client has supplied me with a drawing. Look, when do you ever get a lovely drawing like that, eh? So that's really helpful. There's a couple of bits missing, like shaver sockets and bits and bobs, but what I'm planning to do is there's a lounge and a snug. That's going to get one 16 amp radial, because literally there's TVs and lamps. There's one bedroom and office and another bedroom one side. That's going to get another 16 amp radial. There's two cleaner sockets, if you like, in the corridor. So one of those is going to go on one radial, one's going to go on the other, so if they did lose a circuit, at least they've got a socket in the corridor. And then the kitchen is going to get a good old-fashioned ring main. People do say to me, why don't you wire a 4mm radial? I don't know really. I don't like the sort of struggling getting two cables. If I can pull any of these on original chases, because the sockets are going back in the same places. If I can pull any of these, because these are all metal capped, the last bloke's capped it all, I might be able to pull 2.5s down. If not, I'll have to chop them out. That's fine, yeah. So it's a nice little rewire. It's getting an RCBO consumer. That's what I'd like to try and fit now. If my budget does stretch to an RCBO board, I will fit them at the front, the boards at the front of the property there. So I'll do a walk around when I get there. The client is 100% happy for me to film, so I've pre-warned her. She's they're good as gold, really. But you know what an occupied rewire is like, eh? It's fun times. Right, here we are, sheeted up. Dust sheets, even though all the carpets are being replaced. Still sheeted up. Got me chasing all that already. I'm going to try a Luke Richard way. Leave this bit cap to here and try and fish behind, because I want to get these sockets fitted. I would like to do his way of conduit. I've done that previously and I love that, but I've got to try and keep all these cove in, so I can't. It's going to be really difficult without breaking that. So I've got oval cap in, oval conduit they call it. That'll go into the top of the box, okay? So I'll set you up, we'll get this one on the go, see how we get on with it really. That isn't a mate in the loft, that's some roofers. always striving to perform a little bit better. So that box is now okay. I do listen. Ferrule crimp. There you go. 1.5mm single stranded with a ferrule crimp there. Right, a couple of things. Picked up this 40 litre Hoover Titan. That's fantastic. It does have this outlet, but it's 1600 watt max, and my chaser is 1800 watt, 1700, so it's a bit of a fail. Yeah, so look, don't even need to put any fixing on that. I set my chaser to the right depth, so you don't end up trying to fight capping and put a load of washers and screws. Now I'm going to get on with a load of these. I'll show you these at the end, and then I'll show you how I bond them up and fill them. Yeah, it's gone fine. As you can see, fly lead, grommet, fish down there. So if this ever did get rewired, you probably could pull that out of there anyway, but yeah. Try and future-proof it as much as we can, but we can only do so much, obviously. Yeah, so I'll leave these like that. Obviously, a little tiny bit making good. These sockets can go on then. So I'm going to crack on with all these ones, and I'll see you in a bit. One thing I forgot to mention is I hate this last bit where you've got to chisel out the last bit of the wall, what you sliced out. So what I'm going to do is on this chaser, there are washers in between. So I'm going to buy another 2 of these blades. So it'll fill this gap and it'll actually eat the centre of the wall as well, okay? So I'm going to get 2 more blades in there, and then I'll have 4 blades going around, so it'll just munch the whole wall out, and it'll save me having to do this last bit of cutting out at the end. Okay, so as you can see, this is getting a wall light. I've just literally stuffed the cable up, and what I'll do is it will be clipped round nicely in the loft, and then above this light I'm going to put an XL Wago box, because the client, what I'm going to try and do is, these are all capped in metal, so I should be able to pull up these. So I'm going to change that for a 3-core, and we can have a 2-gang dimmer on here. So 1 dimmer will do 1 wall light there, 1 wall light over there, and then the other dimmer will do the existing ceiling light. But what I'll do is, you know what it's like trying to get 2 cables behind a wall light, so if I just wire 1 to the centre, 1 to the centre, then I can do my joint above the light in an XL Wago box, and then I can just literally loop 1 cable down to this light as well, okay? And then it will loop on to the next lighting circuit, the live, neutral and earth. As you can see, it's nice and clean and tidy. Client's very happy, and as you can see, if you set your chaser to the right width, you don't actually need to put anything on this. Look, the right depth and the right width, it just sits nicely. What I'll do is I might make these too good to show you guys, and then I can crack on. Okay, I'm not going to hide anything on this channel. Bloody struggle with this one, so I had to cut the capping in half, but it's completely met up perfectly. So it's protecting the cables from any acids and stuff that might be in the hard wall of bonding that gets used. And I had to put a little screw to the side of there because it's cut. It's sort of lost its integrity, but it's still behind the wall there. Just moving over here. The best dust sheet I've ever found is an old blackout blind. absolute quality. This is the one I use under my chases, and then I use those dust sheets with the plastic backing, catch any spills. So I'm just moving on to this bit here. Somebody will say, why didn't you use the metal coupler idea between? I could have done that, but I'm limited to this much space, okay? So if I've got to use a 2-inch coupler, I've also got to bring a gas bond down here, because this is the main gas incomer. The meter's outside, main gas incomer's here, runs the long, and then goes up to the boiler, which is in the loft. So I've got to bond this pipe here, so I've got to bring a cable down here, and then I needed to leave space for these. That's the aerial point. Right, as you can see now, all of the cables, boxes are in. Again, I've chucked another 7 meters in the loft for this light. Sockets are in, they're all in. Coax I've chucked 12 meters in the loft. That goes in the loft. So what I'm going to do now is show you how I fill these chases. Thistle hard wall, bucket, PVA, big brush, 2 prep for around the sockets, filling knife, trowels, and then these little spatulas, okay? Right, PVA mixed with water. What I'm going to do first, I'm trying to get it everywhere. I'm just going to, it does, he says don't get it everywhere, look. It does stop the plaster hardware being sucked in too quick. I'm going to do this on every chase, okay? And then I'm going to show you the next step. Right, next step, don't worry about this. Keep this little watery mix in the bucket. Get your hard wall. For some reason this one's decided to explode. So be very careful. Doing it on a sheet. And get yourself a few scoops. Okay, mixed up my mixture. Give it a good mix up. Basically get it in the walls, okay? Don't go too mad, because you want to leave a little bit for the painter, whoever's giving it the final skim coat, okay? And we get a lot of people saying you can make this stuff smooth. You can, but I'm not here to do that. I'm here to give it the first coat and move on to the next ones, okay? Right, there we go, first fill is on. I will, when this dries a bit, I will clean the edges up, but that's now ready for the painter to get on that. I'm going to crack on now, so I'm sort of taking ages now. Right, there we go, all these are now filled. I've got to get on, it's 1:30, so I've got to get a shift on. I've got another room to do today, so they can move all the stuff back in, but as you can see, all bonded up nicely. Thank you for the homemade soup. Done, done, done. What a day. I am just leaving this job now. Managed to get the second room all chased in and capped all the earth fly leads on the boxes, all the cables into the boxes and grommeted. So I think the client might be going to do the second fill themselves, because they're having the roof done, and it's I believe there's a lot more damage to the roof than they expected, so they're getting that done. They're going to do that themselves. So next time I come back to this house isn't tomorrow. I've got to do another job tomorrow, emergency renal installation that I do, so I've got to do one of those tomorrow. I'll be back here the day after. I will film, and I'll also go in the loft and show you some bits and bobs in the loft. what else do I want to say? I am just going to a well, I've got it's 4:30 now. I've got another job to go to at 6:30. My plumber rang me yesterday and said he's just connected up, well, installed a new tank. So hopefully it's not going to be too much of a headache. It should just be an immersion and a thermostat on the tank, okay? So hopefully that won't be too bad. I might get a picture tonight if I can. If not, I shall see you on the next time.